Hi everyone, Catie Harris here from Philly Wellness Center, and today we're talking about one of the most frustrating parts of long COVID, and that's brain fog, poor memory, and mental fatigue. So if you or someone you love has struggled with COVID or to think clearly after COVID, you're not alone. Millions of people are experiencing the lingering neurological symptoms of COVID. So in this video, I want to explain to you why this happens, what's going on inside your brain, and the steps that you can take to start recovering. So first question, why does long COVID affect the brain? So when you get COVID, your immune system ramps up, starts releasing these inflammatory molecules called cytokines. But for many people, this inflammatory response doesn't fully shut off, and it could be weeks or months after that the infection clears. This creates a chronic state of neuroinflammation where the brain's immune cells, which are called microglia, remain activated. These overactive microglia, they can damage neurons, they can disrupt communications between the brain cells. I mean, they're nasty little buggers. So this is what leads to symptoms like brain fog, word finding difficulties, poor concentration, and even mood changes. But inflammation, it's not the only problem that we're dealing with. So studies show that long COVID also disrupts blood flow to the brain and damages that protective blood-brain barrier that keeps toxins out of the central nervous system. When that barrier is compromised, toxins and immune molecules, they can leak into the brain and further cause irritation. So every brain cell has its own membrane, and it's made up of specialized fats called plasmalogens. Now, these fats aren't just structural, they're powerful antioxidants, right? And they protect neurons from oxidative stress. That's damage caused by molecules called free radicals. And I'm sure you've heard of free radicals, but those are nasty little buggers. So COVID and the chronic inflammation that can follow causes massive oxidative stress. So this stress depletes your plasmalogens, weakens those cell membranes, and makes neurons more vulnerable. This can impair energy production inside the brain cells, and it's another reason that people just feel that mental fatigue. Without healthy plasmalogen levels, the brain struggles to repair itself, leading to persistent cognitive systems or symptoms. So mitochondrial damage and energy problems. Let's talk about that for a second. So another key player here is your mitochondria, right? These are the tiny energy factories inside each cell, and COVID can damage mitochondria directly or indirectly by increasing inflammation and oxidative stress. So when mitochondria are compromised, your brain doesn't get the energy it needs, causing symptoms like that fogginess, the headaches, and dizziness, and even chronic fatigue. So mitochondrial dysfunction is the hallmark of COVID. But the good news is that by restoring mitochondrial health and supporting cell membrane repair, it's possible to see real improvements. So steps to recovering brain health. What can you do, right? That's what we all want to know. So you can lower neuroinflammation. So if you don't know what your plasmalogens are, or you've never heard of plasmalogens before in your life, and you're like, what is this stuff? Plasmalogens are critical. They're like godlike particles, right? You can't exist without plasmalogens. And actually it's your cause of death and eventually will be a complete loss of plasmalogens. Plasmalogens are created by the body. They're essential, so the body makes them. You get them first in breast milk. That's the only source of them. After that, you're on your own to make your own plasmalogens. And guess what? The mitochondria and the peroxisomes are critical for plasmalogen production. So if you suffer from a condition where you're not making good plasmalogens, or your cells are damaged, or long COVID is damaged, there are precursors that you can take called Prodrome Glia, Prodrome Neuro, and you can check those out in the link below. But those are very, very powerful, especially after long COVID. So taking just omega-9, which is Prodrome Glia, that's a precursor plasmalogen that can help restore the brain function. It restores the myelin, which is the sheath wrapped around nerves, and it can help calm down those is microglia. Other things that you can do to help neuroinflammation, you can I think wild caught fish, berries, green tea, turmeric, that kind of stuff. You can boost mitochondrial function. So nutrients like CoQ10, acetyl L-carnitine, magnesium, and the B vitamins can improve energy production. Absolutely. Regular movement, never to be underestimated. Even light walks, if you can tolerate them at this point, can also help with mitochondria recovery. And then we have specialized peptides. There's mitochondria-derived peptides like MOTS-c that can help significantly in this case. We can also balance oxidative stress. So the body, when there's a lot of oxidative stress, the body uses its stores of catalase and glutathione. So replacing those types of antioxidants are really good. And one of the things that we use to replace glutathione, instead of using glutathione directly, we will use N-acetylcysteine, which is the precursor to glutathione. And so if you have enough glutathione stores, then N-acetylcysteine has a bunch of other stuff that it can do. And prioritizing sleep. So this might also be a difficult thing to do when you're suffering from long COVID, but getting deep restorative sleep, it helps clear out the brain from toxins and reduces that inflammation. And of course, there's different herbs and supplements that you can take for sleep. There are also peptides that work directly on the sleep pathways, like vasoactive intestine peptide, VIP, and there's also Selank and DSIP, which is deep sleep inducing peptide. That sounds really nice, doesn't it? Anyway, recovering from long COVID can be a long road, but understanding what's happening in your brain is the first step towards healing. So if you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Share it with somebody that needs it. If they are suffering from long COVID recovery, if you want a personalized consultation, you can certainly book that with our team with a link below. So details are in the description, and thanks for watching.